Welcome to EMHware training video number 1. In this video, we're going to be talking about logging into the system and the user menu. EMHware is a 100% web-based application. This means you can access it on any device as long as you have a browser and an internet connection. You will receive a link to your site, which will look similar to the link in my address bar here, except instead of your agency, it would actually have your agency's name. Once you successfully get to your EMHware page for the first time, I would suggest saving that page or that link in your browser as a bookmark or on your desktop, anywhere that you can access it easily if you need to get back to the login page. When you first get to this page, you'll notice a picture on the left-hand side. We do switch this up every once in a while, and we do use it to get important information out to everybody. So when you get here, the picture might look a little bit different, but as long as you see everything that looks the same on the right-hand side, so a spot for your username as well as a forgot password link, then you know you're in the right spot. You will be provided with your username and a temporary password for the first time you log into the system. The first time you use that password, you'll be brought to another page to pick a new password that's more private, personal to yourself. And then you will continue to use that new password every time you log into the system. If you're having a hard time remembering your password, or you haven't been on EMHware in a while and you can't remember your password, you can always use this link right underneath of the username box for forgot password. This will bring you to a separate page where you'll be asked to put in your username and your email that's associated with your EMHware account. And then this will email you the link to pick a new password. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here. I'm going to put in my username and either hit enter or click on the arrow. And then I'm going to enter in my password. And then I can either click enter or I can click on the sign in button. This is the page that you'll see when you log into EMHware. And we do cover the dashboard in video number 2, but in this video we're just going to talk about the user menu. So you will see your agency's logo up here in the top left-hand corner. You will always see that no matter what page you're on in EMHware. You will see your agency logo, as well as directly underneath of that you'll see a menu button, and this opens up the user menu drop-down. So we're going to talk about everything that you can do within the user menu. The first thing in the list is whoever is logged in. So this should say your name, or whoever you're logged in as will be the first thing in the list. The second option in the user menu is a way to change the system to French. So if you prefer working in French, our system is completely bilingual, so you can change that by going into the user menu. You can also change it to French over here in the bottom right-hand corner. You'll see a little FR, and when you hover over it, it pops out as French, and you can click on that to change the system as well. I'll also show you, once we get into the My Account section, how you can change your default language so you don't have to switch it every time. The second thing in the user menu is the What's New screen. And this is just where you can go to view any of our programmers' updates or notes whenever she does any changes to the system. So this can be useful if you're waiting for something to be changed, or if you log in and something looks a little bit different. You're welcome to go into the What's New screen to read any of her notes in there. The agency address book has a separate video, so I'm going to skip that one for now. My Account, so this is where you as a user can go to update your own information. So whether that's a name change or email address change, you can also come in here to update any of your contact and address information. You can also, as I mentioned earlier, change your default language if you prefer to work in French. And if you're having a hard time remembering your password, or you just want to pick a new one, you can also come into My Account to update your password. All you have to do is put your old password in, followed by the new password twice, and then click on Save up in the top corner. Depending on your agency, you may have certain criteria that your password has to meet, so whether that's a certain length or a capital, a special character, anything like that. If you pick a password that doesn't meet the criteria, you'll just get an error and it'll tell you what you're missing, and you'll just have to pick a password that does meet the criteria. The next thing we're going to talk about in the user menu are the different ways of getting help within the system. So there's three main ways of getting help in the system if you're stuck and you're not sure what to do next, or you just want to learn more about a specific feature of the system. There's three ways you can do that within EMHware. So the first way would be by going and looking at our EMHware manuals. So in the user menu down to EMHware manuals, you can come in here to view a Google Drive of all of our PDF manuals. The main one is called Training Guide and User Manual, and it is available at any time from within this menu. And you can also choose to download that to your computer to save it for your own reference whenever you need it. We do also have a set of EMHware training videos. So these are just 2 to 3 minute long videos of how to do everything within the system. You don't have to watch a whole 2-hour long video. They're just quite 2 to 3 minutes long. They are narrated, just little YouTube videos, and you can always access them from within this user menu. The third way of getting help would be what we call the help screens within EMHware. So depending on the page that you're on, you can always go down here to the bottom right-hand corner where we saw the little button for French. Directly underneath of that, you'll see a little question mark, a blue tab with a question mark on that. And if you click on that, it's going to open up the page-specific help. So because I'm on the dashboard, this opened up the dashboard help screen. And these are basically like little mini manuals. They're just a little bit easier to read. They're shorter. They're specific to the page that you're on. There's some numbering, some tips and tricks. At the very bottom, your agency can actually add in their own help. So if there's something specific that they need you to know about this page in EMHware, they can add it down at the bottom. There is a help screen for any of the pages that you're on and all the different functions within EMHware. You can always come into this little help screen pop-up to look at any of our existing help screens, but they can always be accessed right on the page that you're on by using this little question mark. Obviously, if you're still stuck, feel free to reach out to your EMHware administrators and they can help you out. The last thing we're going to talk about in the user menu is logging out and locking your workstation. So they're pretty self-explanatory. If you're logging out for the day, you're done, you would use the log out button. This means that next time you log into the system, you'll be brought back to this dashboard view, just like we were earlier. If you are just stepping away from your computer or somebody comes into your office and you need to lock your screen, you can use Lock Workstation. This means basically that your screen will be grayed out with a box for your username and password. And when you're ready to get back into the system, you would enter your credentials and you'll be brought back to the page that you were on when you locked your workstation. So it works about the same as locking your Windows computer. It's just a security feature that you can use, and then you'll be brought back into the page that you were on.